Which version of Minecraft PvP is better, 1.8 or 1.9? Some people prefer 1.8 as it has highly skill-based mechanics with movement and fishing poles. Many people might not know that 1.19 has many different game modes, such as hiding behind a rectangle simulator, otherwise known as purple square that pops your totem in one hit, otherwise known as crystal. Normal PvP, but you take the knockback of the average Sumo leaderboard player. Diamond pot, UHC, and the most unique of them all, sword. But you might ask, which one do you main since you love the complexity of all the game modes except sword? 1.8 and even 1.7 have many different game modes, such as No Life Combo Simulator, UHC, Nodebuff again, Sword but the Void exists, and more. So why did I make the argument that 1.19 has more game modes?
Wow.
Well, in everything except Rod or Bridge, the mechanics are basically the same thing, which you could argue this is a good thing, which I do agree because if you're good at one thing, there's an easier learning curve to the next game mode you want to learn. But in 1.19, you can be good at one game mode and say, you try Crystal, it's a completely different experience, which is really fun in my opinion because it makes PvP seem not so repetitive and have some new spice that it didn't have before. The main mechanics of 1.8 are about spam clicking rather than time, but clicks are actually the least important aspect of 1.8 PvP. The most important has to be movement and game knowledge. Spacing around your opponent with strafes and sprint resetting to be able to hit them without them hitting you is key to your success in this style of PvP. Now, for 1.19, strafing and sprint resetting still apply to most game modes, but now timing your hits is needed instead of spam clicking. And for different modes, there are different weapons and tools you need to utilize, like axes which have a longer cooldown than swords but do more damage, and crystal PvP having completely different mechanics than the other mode. Now that we've compared the two, which one is better? Well, 1.19 has a lot more variety with more strategy and patience-based game modes that can still be fast-paced at times, while 1.8 on the other hand has mechanics easy to understand for beginners, but extremely difficult to master. This question really depends on what you enjoy more out of PvP. Do you enjoy variety and a lot of complex mechanics, or do you enjoy fast-paced, high click speed, movement-based gameplay? There isn't really one that is better than the other, it's just personal preference for most people. Comparing the two game modes is like night and day. And I must be nocturnal because I did it anyway. 1.19 for the win all day, every day.